what are the best certifications you would suggest? Because there's not noise in the market. So would you really suggest certifications at all?
So, as I've told you that
So, hi everyone, welcome to yet another exciting episode of the Career Podcast. And today we have an incredible guest with us, Mr. Shivam. So, Shivam, welcome to the podcast. We are really excited to host you today. How are you?
thank you first of all for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts with the people, and really good, feeling good now. So, thank you.
Yeah, so let me tell you guys, Shivam has over a decade, almost 13 years of experience in the cybersecurity industries. Of course, we are going to learn bunch lot of things from him. So let's begin, Shivam. So you actually started as a network engineer earlier in your journey, right? Before
hmm
transitioning into cyber. So what made you realize that, cybersecurity was your calling, and how did you make this leap in your career?
Yeah. So, I started my career in network as a network engineer, where I've been landed up because to earn in that era, the challenge was if you want to start your career in cybersecurity, you need to have some understanding about the network, endpoints, and everything. But the endpoint security was not developed or not that well that time too much. So the only thing that we get to know about like some certification called CCNA that help us out to understand about how network works and what is the data flow between the networks and the network connectivities. So I started my career there, and I was very keen to learn because I was a mechanical design engineer. I switched into cybersecurity because of certain instances happen in my career. So I thought like this is something which is getting my interest on, and I'm getting too much keen on that part. So that way I start and landed up in network security. Meanwhile, when I was there for substantial amount of time, I got to realize, okay, this is not the thing that I have to go and pursue only. There are other things also. So I dig down and try to understand like how network works, and now what about how these networks are connectivity between the endpoints. So now expanded my scope from network to endpoints, and there I learn about endpoints, network, and everything. And meanwhile, I also get some opportunity to enter into the world of SOC, Security Operations Center. And there I tested out all my skill sets for defense and how the attackers do the attack. So what all defenses you have to put in front of any attack so that you can get all the things ready when there has been any attack happen in a live scenario. So this thing is just a kind of interest that keeps me going, and I try to dig down. It is in my nature that I want to scratch it out from end to end, and that's how I want to learn the things from this kind of thing give me a lot of understanding about the concept and the context, like how things have been there. And moreover, the things going very interesting as you dig down more into it. And when you want to learn, I mean, every day you want to learn it, like at least there are 5 to 10 minutes of your learning. Okay, something I learned today, so I added up one more person in my skill sets. So my approach is that, so I'm following the same
Okay.
approach, and I'm landed up in and now I'm here, and after 13 years of experience here. So
Amazing. So yeah, learning is quite important, and that was such a comprehensive answer. The I'm sure the journey must have been beautiful, starting from networking, and then you had that zeal to go into cybersecurity, and of course, it guided you somewhere. So you hold, incredible collection of certifications today, in whether it be CISSP, CISM, right, CEH. So if someone's, early on in their career and they want to gain momentum in the cybersecurity career, what are the best certifications you would suggest? Because there's not noise in the market. There are like thousands of certifications. So would you really suggest certifications at all?
So, as I've told you that I've started to learn starting from the CCNA, then I went to CCNP, so that the network understanding should always be there first. Because until unless you don't have understanding about the networks, you cannot enter and understand like how an actual attack happens and how it enters into your system. So first networking, then endpoints. But if you want to consolidate one, start with a CCNA that has been, and then move for this Security Plus. It's a very good certification that gives you a complete understanding or a periphery about like how a cybersecurity world works. and move on as per the requirement. You can move, for example, if you have developed your skill sets, and you want to enter into the umbrella of cybersecurity, it has multiple domains. For example, if you have interest in governance, you can go for ISO or audit part. If you want to go deep down into the network side, you have CCNA, CCNP, CCIE. And if you want to move further for any kind of cybersecurity domain such as SOC, that requires a lot of skill sets to understand and reading of the logs, how things have been working, and about the security solutions, what all actions need to be taken when any attack happen, what will be the your understanding and approach to read the logs, how you correlate them, how your detection rules are placed. So all these things, if you have interest on, you can go for the SOC. If you want to go for a security solution, you can like having interest about like how to run, manage this WAF, your EDR, XDR. There are multiple other solutions which are existing currently in the market. And if you, this is one of the key areas where you have to like focus first, stand there for 2, 3 years, understand how cybersecurity domain works, and then you can go as per your requirement. Like you have interest in, and tomorrow I want to be a manager in SOC, so I'll go for a CISM. Yes, I've been there for a substantial amount of time. I've already completed my practitioner part, so I'll go for an audit because I gained that much of understanding about the concept. So go for audit, go for a CISA or ISO LA, and then if you want to like feel like okay, now I'm more comfortable with all the domains, so go for CISSP because CISSP can give you a big lot of spectrum of cybersecurity domains, but it is not an easy one because if you don't have that understanding, you cannot move further and you cannot take the decision from the management perspective.
You're right, because a lot of people they just try to, hop from one certification to the other without actually, getting the exposure in the industry, like real experience.
Exactly, because if you don't have understanding about the concept and the context, you cannot move further. And if you have not good hands-on on the any of the technologies or the practices or approaches that a cybersecurity team will follow, it will be a very difficult challenge task for you when you, even though if you have the certification, certification is just like a gateway to you. If you have not implemented anything, if you have not, followed it properly, then it will be very difficult for you to in a future spark. This is what I
Yeah,
my
that
personal
completely.
experience is because I've been interviewing many people and they are saying that I'm certified in XYZ certifications, but when I ask them a very basic questions, they are not able to answer that part. So this is where we follow that a lot of people fall, and this will distinguish what people have done in their career, how they have moved. If yes, it takes some time to go for step by step, and then understand and pursue the certification rather than just go there and pursue certification first and just come just for the sake of getting your salary up and this kind of thing. So it's just not going to work for the longer duration.
Yeah, perfect. That completely makes sense. Shivam.
Yeah.
So, like I'm sure we have a lot of viewers who are actually stuck in, non-security IT roles like desktop support. We have network engineer, and they
Mhm.
actually get stuck. They're not able to transition into the security or cybersecurity domain, right? So, how can they actually land their first security job and taking into the condition that they can't really, sacrifice their current job because of, monetary aspect? Like, what's your take on that? What's your advice?
Well, in that way, what you can do is just having a good since you are already having a good understanding of your current concept and the job. So try to add few things step by step. Don't just jump into the other domain just like that. In a once if you want to go in that, okay, today I am a network engineer, tomorrow I want to be endpoint engineer, it's going to be very challenging for them. The best part is just understand, sit with the people. There are industry experts who are also there. Some this certifications are there. Some courses are there. Some multiple institutions who are providing this trainings on that certifications or basic concepts. There you can get the understanding of that particular concept where you want to head it up. For example, if you are a network side and you want to jump into the CISSP, it's not going to work for them because you don't have understanding about how the cybersecurity practices are and what are their approaches. what is important for them. The understanding the mindset is very important, because if you don't have that mindset, you cannot proceed further. You got stuck in middle, and that way you will be very detrimental for the organization also. Because if you're not able to take the correct decision at the right time, it will be very difficult for the organization, and that will impact the complete organization in that way. So the
Yeah.
best part is go step by step, go for the identify which all domains you want to go. Look out for the courses available, who all institutions are providing those courses, or who all online courses are available. Try to understand, give some time, and then move forward. I believe that everyone, if you're trying to, go with this approach, will definitely get success, and you'll get some good opportunities with the things that you are, or the job profiles you're looking for. That is going to
Yeah.
work.
So you have like, expertise as a SOC analyst. So let's say there's a 25-year-old network engineer who
Mhm.
wants to switch to SOC analyst role. So what's an ideal roadmap you would give according to the timeline as well? You can lay out a timeline of maybe 2 years or 1 year. What's the ideal roadmap, or is it even realistic at all? Because people want to, jump to being on the defensive side like real quick. So what's your advice on that? What's an ideal roadmap?
So, in SOC, the most important part is how you read the logs, because there you have to read the logs of multiple devices that is coming to the single console, that is called SIEM. But the thing is, if you don't able to understand what logs are saying, and you're not able to correlate the things, then it will be very challenging for them. So to understand that part, there again, the approach will remain the same. Take help or support from the people who are in that domain. Reach out to the LinkedIn, or the institutions which are providing support in that way, and who are saying that, okay, we are providing you trainings on SOC. Give them at least 1 year time, 6 months to 1 year time. Understand, start your job as an L1 engineer, or understand, like, if you are already in a good shape in your career currently, or you can say you have already 2 3 years of experience in your network side. Try to join as a L1 engineer, stand there for 1 year, understand like how exactly the SOC works, their approaches, their best practices that they have, and then move to the L2 level. There you have to get the chance of creating the rules, and understand like how critical incidents will come, and how you handle those incidents, create some SOPs, understand like how SOPs have been created. So this way you got to learn in a step-by-step manner. If you want to go today, you are a network engineer, you want to jump into the cybersecurity or so, you may face some challenges, but if you follow this approach, go step by step. Nothing you cannot achieve in the world of cybersecurity just like that. You have to put a lot of efforts to understand the concept, because the attacker will not think that, okay, you are a newcomer or you are a new joiner. He will just go and attack the things. So
Mm.
it will be very easy job for him if you are a novice in this field. So that is why it's good to go with a step by step approach.
So far, the crux of our, conversation has been always going step by step.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that really makes sense, and that's true. It's the little things that people slip upon, and then they have to face, repercussions later on in their career. They get stuck in their salaries. So you mentioned something connecting with, people or networking with people on LinkedIn. So the
Yeah.
job market is quite competitive right now, right? So do you think there's actually, someone has a personal branding on LinkedIn? Yeah, do they have an edge over other people, or if someone is transitioning from non-security role into cybersecurity, obviously organizations prefer someone who already has hands-on experience. So breaking into the industry gets quite difficult. So how can, those people gain an edge to actually land a job in the cybersecurity market?
So the thing is, like, when you are preparing, I mean, from, if I say from security manager standpoint, okay, when you're preparing your team, you want to have someone who's expertise in the field. There you have a complete set of people who have good experience or substantial amount of experience in the domain. For example, 10 to 12 years of experience. They are considered as to be a L3 or L4, depending upon the organization hierarchy that they are following up. And the L2 guys are like who are having at least 5 to 6 years of experience. But the opportunity for the people lies in the L1 job. People are okay if the person is novice, and they can train them, but the intent of learning, the intent of understanding, some common sense from the cybersecurity standpoint should be there. That is okay. I mean, I see many of the people in the forums, they are providing this opportunity to multiple people if they reach out to them. Okay, I have, for example, if I have one vacancy and I have some budget constraint for that role, I can ask someone who is new to the domain. I can train him. I can give them a very good understanding about the concept and context. But the thing is, if the person wants to learn, the learning standpoint is very important. If you not have that zeal to learn, it is difficult because that way your my choice, my selection will get ruled out in front of management. So the best part is we are okay. The industry experts are okay. That if you are a novice, if you have a basic understanding about the network or the endpoint, anything, or you are coming from a background of cybersecurity, some graduation courses or post-graduation courses, that is fine. At least we expect that some basic understanding should be there, and from then onwards we can take it further and give good training to the people, the environment, the knowledge, because in cybersecurity, the environments may become different, like differ from companies to companies. That is not one point which you can rely on. For example, one approach is working in one company may not work in another company, another organization. So that you have to understand, and you have to be very responsive how when it comes to the scenario. In cybersecurity, the scenario-based things are more popular rather than just go in a traditional conventional way.
Right. That was quite insightful. So, Shivam, talking about, SOC analysts, there are quite a lot of SIEM tools and some other tools as well. So, based on your understanding and experience, what are the top four tools that, someone that are the most non-negotiable tools that someone must, have some experience in if they are in cybersecurity?
Well, the industry top notches SIM solutions are like Splunk, you can say Curada,
Mhm.
and when you go for the latest one, which is been provided by Microsoft, that is Azure. So, and fourth one, you can take it any of the thing. For example, some people prefer to have ArcSight, some people prefer to have the old traditional socks will prefer to have ArcSight, and people who are currently going, there are multiple other kind of solutions. For example, in Next Day SecureWorks is also there. So Tegas is there. So you have to understand like, what is the requirement, what is the budget, and everything, and the people will have a good hands-on with these at least three of the SIM solutions. For example, this ArcSight, or you can say Curadar, Splunk, and Azure Sentinel. It is good. It gives them a good boost up in their profile, and people can highlight and get the things and can choose them more easily. That yes, some kind of understanding is there, so we can train him more appropriately and get a good result out of it.
Okay, I'm sure that must have, given a lot of clarity to our viewers because there are a lot of tools, so people get stuck in it. So, yeah.
In that way, I mean, I would prefer that go for Azure Sentinel because that is available. You can have a subscription based thing, and that is also easily available in the market. For other two solutions, you have to give a big setup since Azure is already in our cloud, so you can have a easily, subscription-based things available. So you can opt it out and try to learn. Multiple queries are already available in multiple YouTube channels, and uh, the experts in the market there they can already highlight it multiple times on the link there as well. So just keep in touch with the good institutions with the good guidance who can give you, and just you can forward it from that part.
Yeah, perfect. So moving on to the last part, what's your final advice to the aspirants in cybersecurity based on your experience?
Well,
Okay.
my thing is very pretty simple. Keep the things from the attacker perspective. If you are in a VAPT domain, just keep the things. Don't bypass things just like that just for the quickness. Think before you act, because your act can impact the whole organization. Your one decision can impact the whole organization. If you miss one single alert, if you are in a SOC, then it will be a very difficult scenario. If you are a
Okay.
VAPT expert, if you miss one use case to test, maybe the attacker can utilize that one. If you are in security solution, if you miss out, if you unblock or block one domain which is legitimate, then it will have a big impact. If you unblock one URL which is malicious, then it will have a big impact. Understand how phishing works, understand how email security works, understand how EDR works, AV works, what are their actions, what kind of things they understand, and what kind of based on what they are taking the actions. So these are the basic things that you have to understand, and then you will give your time in the industry at least 5 to 7 years, and then think of become a manager, or you can say the leads. Because if you want to lead a team, you must have good understanding. Because tomorrow your subordinate will come and ask, okay, why this happened, why this not happen. If you don't have any answer, this doesn't suffice your point. So the best part is understand, because when you're taking on I mean, the certifications like CISM and CISSP, they are like the management side where the decision making is very critical. And there are also budgets involved, the multiple other things are also involved, your project management skills are also involved. So go for the practitioner part, then go for the management part. This is
Okay.
what my experience and uh, guidance and points to the people. Give your 100%, learn from each day, understand like what is going on in the wild, and get yourself ready with that attack mindset or defense. See what all security controls you can put, understand how best you can utilize them as per your capacity or as per the organization capacity, and create rules. If it's a very fun loving thing, create rules and testing out like whether it's working or not. Do threat hunting if you are have a good interest on. Threat hunting is very interesting now these days, because multiple parameters are there, multiple tactics and techniques are there which attackers are leveraging. So just give your time, understand. In the weekends, go study, give yourself at least 1 hour, 2 hours to go and test, because this will give you a boost in your career later on.
Okay, that was quite insightful, Shivam. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for your time. I'm indeed, sure that this is such a productive conversation and viewers would learn a lot from you. A lot of people, they aspire to be, CISM. So your CISSP and you have achieved that. So that's incredible. I'm sure a lot of people must be looking upon you. So thank you so much for your time again, Shivam.
Thank you, Agriti. Thank you so much. And I would say all the best for everyone. Take
Okay.
time, follow the good approach, and hopefully you'll be successful in life.
Okay. All right, Shivam. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.